Hi everyone, I'm Anna, a 28-year-old marketing executive, and I'm on cloud nine planning my dream wedding with my little sister, Sophia, by my side. We've always been as close as can be, sharing everything from our favorite lipsticks to our deepest secrets. So when I got engaged, there was no question that Sophia would be my maid of honor. Sis, we're going to make this the wedding of the century, Sophia squealed when I asked her. For months, we were inseparable, poring over every detail. From the venue, a stunning vineyard I'd been dreaming of since I was little, to the decor and the perfect playlist. Anna, this place is perfect, my mom Lisa gushed during our first visit. My dad nodded in agreement, adding, your mother and I couldn't be prouder of you girls. Everything seemed to be falling into place. We picked out stunning bridesmaids' dresses, finalized an incredible menu, and even managed to create a seating chart that would make a professional planner weep with joy. Sophia was right there with me, offering support and ideas every step of the way. But then things started to change. It began with small comments here and there. During my final dress fitting, Sophia wrinkled her nose and said, "Are you sure about this style? It seems a bit dated." I laughed it off, blaming it on pre-wedding jitters. But the remarks kept coming. At our menu tasting, she pushed her plate away with a grimace. Who picks chicken for a wedding these days? So basic. I tried to brush it off with a joke. Good thing it's my wedding, right? The real blow came during a quiet coffee break. Just the two of us, after a long day of planning. Anna, she began, her voice dripping with concern that felt anything but genuine. Are you really sure about David? I mean, you could do so much better. That stung. David was my rock, my soulmate, and hearing my own sister question our relationship felt like a punch to the gut. Sophia, what's going on with you lately? I asked, trying to keep my cool. She shrugged, suddenly very interested in her latte. Just looking out for you, sis. I wanted to believe her, to think that this was all coming from a place of love. But deep down, I knew something was off. As the big day got closer, her behavior became even more erratic. She canceled dress fittings at the last minute, forgot to send out invitations, and even started picking fights with our parents over the smallest things. One day, I overheard her yelling, "Mom, you can't wear that to the rehearsal dinner. You'll embarrass us all." I tried to talk to her about it, but she always deflected. "Oh, Anna, you're just stressed about the wedding. Everything's fine." But it wasn't fine, not by a long shot. Little did I know, Sophia was about to drop a bombshell that would turn my perfect wedding plans into a complete disaster. If only I'd seen the signs earlier, I might have been better prepared. It all came to a head during our final walkthrough at the vineyard. David, Emma, and I were admiring the reception setup when Sophia burst through the door, her face streaked with mascara. "Anna, you need to give me this venue right now," she screamed, her voice echoing through the empty hall. I froze, completely stunned. "What are you talking about? My news is way more important than your stupid wedding." She spat, glaring at David. "I'm pregnant, and I need to announce it before I start showing. This venue is perfect for my engagement party." Emma, always the peacemaker, stepped forward. "Sophia, honey, let's talk about this calmly." "Shut up, Emma. This isn't about you." Sophia snapped, turning to Mr. Johnson, the vineyard owner. "I'll pay double, no, triple what they're paying if you kick them out right now." Mr. Johnson's eyes widened, but he stood firm. "Miss, I'm afraid that's not possible. We have a contract." "Screw your contract." Sophia yelled, then turned back to me. "Anna, if you don't give me this venue, I swear I'll tell everyone about that time in college when you—" "That's enough," David interrupted, his face red with anger. "Sophia, you need to leave. Now." Sophia laughed bitterly. "Oh, look who's playing the hero. You think you're so perfect for my sister. I got news for you, buddy, Anna's bean." "Stop it, Sophia. Just stop," I shouted, my voice shaking. "What's wrong with you?" "What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?" She screamed back. "You've always had everything handed to you on a silver platter. It's my turn now." I tried to reason with her. "Sophia, we've spent months planning this. We've invested so much time and money. Can we talk about this after the wedding?" "No, it has to be now," she insisted, grabbing my arm. "You owe me this, Anna, after everything I've done for you." David stepped between us. "Let go of her, Sophia. You're not thinking straight." "Don't touch me, you loser," she shrieked, pushing him away. "Anna, if you don't give me this venue right now, I'll make sure everyone knows what a fraud you really are." That's when I lost it. "What fraud? What are you talking about?" "Oh, please," Sophia sneered. "Little Miss Perfect with her perfect job and perfect fiancé. If they only knew the real you." My heart was pounding. "Sophia, you're not making any sense. Please, let's just talk about this calmly." But there was no reasoning with her. In a flash, she slapped me, the sound echoing through the hall. Gasps filled the air as Emma rushed to my side, and David held Sophia back. "That's it," Mr. Johnson said firmly. "Miss, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises." Sophia struggled against David's grip. "You can't do this to me. I'm family." "Family doesn't act like this," I whispered, my cheeks still stinging as security escorted her out. Her screams faded into the distance, leaving me standing there, shell-shocked and struggling to process what had just happened. Mr. Johnson approached, his face full of concern. "Miss Anna, I assure you, your wedding will proceed as planned. We don't tolerate this kind of behavior here." I nodded numbly, grateful for his support but devastated by my sister's betrayal. As David wrapped his arms around me, I couldn't help but wonder how we'd gone from sharing secrets to this nightmare in the blink of an eye. The next morning, I woke up with a mix of excitement and dread. After Sophia's meltdown, I was on edge, but determined to have my perfect day, come hell or high water. "Emma, you're my maid of honor now," I said, hugging my best friend tightly. "I've got your back, girl. No crazy sisters allowed," Emma replied, squeezing my hand. I gave strict instructions to the security team. If Sophia showed up, she was not to be let in, no exceptions. As guests began to arrive, I overheard my parents arguing in hushed tones. "Tom, we can't just pretend nothing happened," my mom whispered. "I know, Lisa, but it's Anna's day. We need to focus on her," my dad replied with a sigh. I took a deep breath and stepped out, ready to walk down the aisle. The moment I saw David, all my worries melted away. His smile could light up the darkest room. Just as we were about to exchange vows, a commotion erupted at the back of the venue. "I object." Sophia's shrill voice cut through the air like a knife. I turned, my heart sinking. There she was, stumbling down the aisle in a tattered white dress that looked like it had been through a war. "This wedding is a sham," she slurred, clearly drunk. Security rushed toward her, but Sophia was faster. She grabbed a tablecloth, sending champagne flutes crashing to the ground. "Sophia, please," Mom cried out. "Don't do this." But Sophia was on a rampage. She lunged at the wedding cake, toppling it over in a spray of frosting and tears. "You think you're so perfect, Anna," she screamed. "Well, guess what? I lied. I'm not pregnant. I'm not even engaged." The crowd gasped. I spotted Mark, Sophia's boyfriend, his face a mask of shock and anger. "What did you just say?" he demanded, pushing through the crowd. Sophia laughed hysterically. "Oh, Marky Mark, did you really think I'd marry you? You're just a stepping stone, baby." Mark's face turned crimson. "We're done, Sophia. For good this time." As security finally got a hold of her, Sophia started hurling insults at everyone in sight. "Mom, Dad, you always loved Anna more. And you, Emma, you backstabbing witch." She even turned on our childhood friends. "Jenny, remember when you kissed Tommy in 8th grade? Well, guess what? He told me it was like kissing a fish." As they dragged her away, Sophia locked eyes with me. "I hope you're happy, Anna. You've ruined everything." The venue fell silent. I could feel hundreds of eyes on me, waiting to see what I'd do next. David squeezed my hand, his touch grounding me. I turned to our officiant, my voice steady. "Shall we continue?" A murmur of approval rippled through the crowd as we resumed our vows. I could see the mix of emotions on everyone's faces: shock, sympathy, and admiration. "I, Anna, take you, David, to be my lawfully wedded husband," I said, my voice growing stronger with each word. "Through crazy sisters and toppled cakes, through laughter and tears, I promise to stand by you always." David's eyes sparkled as he repeated his vows. When we sealed our marriage with a kiss, the venue erupted in cheers and applause. Emma approached us, cake frosting smeared on her dress. Now that's what I call a wedding to remember. We all burst out laughing, the tension finally breaking. As I looked around at our friends and family, I realized that this disaster had only made our bond stronger. Sophia's antics couldn't overshadow the love that filled the room. In that moment, I knew David and I could handle anything life threw our way. Coming back from our honeymoon, I didn't expect the whirlwind waiting for us. Our phones were blowing up with messages and calls. David, look at this, I said, showing him a viral video of Sophia's meltdown at our wedding. He whistled low. That's something, my parents said when they called, their voices exhausted. Anna, we've made a decision, Mom said. We're cutting Sophia off until she gets help. We can't enable this behavior anymore. I felt a mix of relief and sadness. I think that's for the best, Mom. The support pouring in from friends, family, and even strangers was overwhelming. People praised my composure, and friends rallied around us. Even my boss called. Anna, the way you handled that situation was impressive. How would you feel about heading up our new crisis management division? Life was looking up. David and I found our dream home, a cozy bungalow with a white picket fence. As we moved in, I couldn't help but feel grateful for how things had turned out. Months passed, and Sophia's life took a nosedive. She lost her job, her friends abandoned her, and she ended up living in a dingy studio apartment. Then came the attempts to apologize. Anna, please, she begged over the phone. I'm so sorry. Can we talk? But I stood firm. Sophia, I can't do this anymore. You need help, but I can't be the one to give it to you. It wasn't easy, but I knew it was necessary. The old pattern of manipulation was clear as day now. Then came the night that changed everything. David and I were watching the local news when a familiar face flashed on the screen. In a bizarre turn of events, a woman was arrested for attempting to crash a wedding at the Sunnybrook Vineyard, the anchor reported. The woman, identified as Sophia Johnson, claimed the venue was rightfully hers and became violent when asked to leave. I sat there stunned. David squeezed my hand. You okay? I nodded slowly. Yeah, I think I am. As I watched Sophia being led away in handcuffs, screaming about injustice, I felt a strange mix of emotions. Sadness for the sister I once knew, relief that she was finally facing consequences, and a sense of closure. You know, I said to David, I think this is the end of a chapter. He pulled me close, and the beginning of a new one. Looking around our home at the life we were building together, I realized how far I'd come. The betrayal had hurt, but it hadn't broken me. Instead, it had made me stronger, more resilient. As I turned off the TV, I silently thanked Sophia. Her actions, as hurtful as they were, had led me here, to a life full of genuine love, support, and success. And that, I realized, was the sweetest revenge of all. The story has come to an end, and now I have a question for you. If you were in my shoes, would you ever forgive Sophia? Is there a line that, once crossed, makes reconciliation impossible, even with family? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments.